Welcome everyone to the Sociological Oscars 2025. Today, we're not just awarding acting or special effects. We are celebrating films that confront us with social realities, human dilemmas, and great philosophical questions. Let's dive into our section of 10 must watch movies. For Best Animated Film with a Social Message, we have Zootopia, filmed in 2016 and directed by Byron Howard and Rich Moore. The synopsis is a city where all kinds of animals coexist. A rabbit police officer uncovers a conspiracy rooted in deep seated prejudices. It's interesting because it uses animals as metaphors to talk about racism, discrimination, and stereotypes. The connection of this movie with social science is that it lays in sociology and anthropology, and it focuses on social prejudices and gender roles. And a little visual highlight are the city zones divided by species mirror real world segregation. Congratulations, Zootopia! Then, for the best philosophical film, we have Dead Poets Society from 1989 and directed by Peter Bayer. The synopsis is an English teacher that inspires his students to live passionately and think critically. It's interesting because it changes traditional and oppressive educational structures and also puts both existentialism and individualism versus the authoritarian systems. Some social issues and topics that it reflects are repressive education, freedom of thought, and youth rebellion. Congratulations, Dead Poet Society. Then, for the best political allegory film, we have Persepolis from 2007 and directed by Martin Strappi and Vincent Parnell. It's about a young Iranian girl that recounts her childhood during the Islamic Revolution. And it's interesting and captivating because it shows a clash between personal identity and political authority. It has like a big connection with social science, especially with political science and gender studies. Some social issues and problems that it reflects are political repression, gender inequality, and also migration. Congratulations, Persepolis! Then, for the best social critic in science fiction, we have Avatar, a movie from 2009 directed by James Cameron. The synopsis are humans who colonize Pandora, a planet inhabited by the Navis. It is captivating because it addresses colonialism and resource exploitation from an external point of view. The connection with social science that it has are sociology, political ecology, and anthropology. A little visual highlight is like the Navi's spiritual connection with nature that most of times human doesn't have. Congratulations, Avatar! Then, for the best foreign film with emotional impact, we have Life is Beautiful, or the original title, La Vie est Belle, a film from 1997 directed by Roberto Benigni. The synopsis is a Jewish father that protects his son during the Holocaust using humor. It's interesting because it shows the power of love and the imagination you can have in the darkest times used for the ones you love the most. The connections with social science are history, psychology, and human rights, and the problems and social issues that it represents are war, racism, and trauma. Congratulations, Life is Beautiful! For the best dystopian space drama, we have Interstellar, a movie from 2014 directed by Christopher Nolan. The synopsis is a group of astronauts that travels through a wormhole in search of a new home for humanity. It is attractive because it explores time, love, survival, and also human destiny. The connections that it has with social sciences are the philosophy, psychology, and even ecology. And some problems that it represents are climate crisis, individualism, and collective survival. Congratulations, Interstellar! Then, for the best depiction of class struggle, we have Gladiator, a movie from 2000 directed by Radley Scott. It is about a betrayed Roman general that seeks revenge as a gladiator. The movie exposes corruption, populism, and the manipulation of public opinion. It is related to social science because it reflects aspects as history, political power, and domination systems. And also, it has a little bit of touches of ideological control and populist politics. Congratulations, Gladiator! For the best fantasy with cultural critic, we have Spirited Away, a movie from 2001 directed by Hayao Miyazaki. The synopsis is a girl which becomes trapped in a spirit world and must grow up mentally to escape. It is interesting because it blends Japanese folklore also with criticism and even consumerism. Social science connections of this movie may be anthropology, developmental psychology, and some problems that it represents are identity formation, materialism, and the coming of age. Congratulations, Spirited Away! Then, for best visual composition and social commentary, we have La La Land from 2016, directed by Damien Chazelle. The synopsis is about an actress and a jazz musician that fall in love at the moment they chase their dreams in Los Angeles. It is interesting and captivating because it shows the emotional cost of ambition in a competitive society. The connections that this movie has with social science are the sociology of art, individual success, and of course, and the most important, personal sacrifice. A little visual highlight that this movie has are the moments suspended between fantasy and reality that human being tends to imagine. Congratulations, La La Land! Then last but not least, we have the best modern metaphor film, which is Wonka, a movie from 2023 directed by Paul King. It is about the origin story of Willy Wonka and his battle against the corrupt candy industry. It is attractive because it blends fantasy with a sharp critique of capitalism and greed. Some social science connections are economics, business critics, media influence, and corruption. A little bit of social issues that it represents are economic inequality, that is related with corruption, and social justice. Congratulations, Wonka! These movies aren't just entertaining, they also challenge us to ask the big questions. Who are we as a society? What do we truly value or is worth for us? How do we face problems and injustice? If you want to laugh, cry, reflect, and transform, give sociological cinema a chance. Thank you for joining me at the Sociological Oscars 2025. Until next time, when cinema opens our eyes once again. Have a good night, everyone.